Look at this.
I've never seen that before in my life. A little carousel, kick it to Patrick.
Dan Orlovsky's never seen it before in his life, and it might have been the most beautiful thing that I've seen all year. I'm BJ Kissel. That's Craig Stout. That's Kent Swanson. And this is your live halftime show as the Chiefs have a 24-3 lead over the Las Vegas Raiders. We are at Holladay Distillery, have a little watch party. We've got some of our subscribers up here having a good time, and let's break this one down. Craig, let's start with you. As we get into this, actually, you know what? Before we get into the game, we, more importantly than football and the score and everything else, update for everybody on what's going on and what's been the talk of the NFL for good reason over the past week. Tucker, can we bring up this graphic? Damar Hamlin, the Buffalo Bills defensive back that has been the story of the NFL as we've all been in everybody's thoughts and prayers, tweeted this out earlier. Putting love into the world comes back 3 times as much. Thankful for everyone who has reached out and prayed. This will make me stronger on the road to recovery. Keep praying for me. I'm not sure, based on everything that's happened today, obviously Chiefs fans feels good about what's going on with this game, and we'll talk about that in a second. But Craig, let's start with you. I'm pointing at Kent. Craig, let's start with you. Monitor's got me confused.
You did that once, I think, to start the show.
I know.
Like...
But Craig, let's start with you. Just Damar Hamlin. I know it's been the story and it's been a ton of time, but that is a beautiful thing to see that. We all kind of choked up a little bit when we heard that and saw that.
Absolutely. No, it's great to see that. It's great to see Damar Hamlin has been responsive. You know, I think at the point in time on Monday night when he went down and was down for the period of time that he was, there was a lot of worry about him and about his quality of life and everything like that. It seems like here within a week, we've got answers, and it's great. It's wonderful. I mean, obviously, we here as Chiefs fans are very, we're here for the football. We're here for all of that. But it's so good to see Damar Hamlin recovering, looking good. Yeah.
I mean, and this is the first game in the NFL since the incident. The Chiefs are kicking this thing off, and really cool to see the way that everyone across the league has kind of banded together, the brotherhood of the NFL. And seeing the response for both teams, in their pregame warmups, wearing stuff throughout the, all the coaches staff and all that stuff. It's been really nice to see everybody's response to all this. And it's so great that we have answers before this weekend of football kicks off.
I think that was everybody's thing, is just wanting to have answers for what was going on. And we've spent a lot of time talking about what the NFL has decided, what the owners voted on regarding the playoffs, and what was a bad situation for the NFL, and not feel like there's no chance that they could win with the decisions that they were going to make. I feel like they came up with a solution I thought that was as fair as possible, one that I hadn't really thought about. But obviously today's game with the Chiefs plays into a lot of the situation and scenarios of what could happen. It's obviously been a great start as the Chiefs have the 24-3 lead. Seems like they're playing well in all cylinders. We have 3 for 3 on extra points, most importantly.
And a field goal,
We just drilled a field goal, so that
perfect.
That area is looking perfect, which I think most Chiefs fans a little bit tongue in cheek there, but going into the playoffs, it's not. You want to see that area. You're going to play some close games and some teams that are obviously better than the Raiders, but this is exactly what you wanted to see, Kent, in a game that Raiders don't have a ton to play for. You didn't want them to feel like they could hang around and maybe spoil some stuff. And as they go into halftime down 21 points, it's a good start for the Chiefs.
The Chiefs are playing like this game. Like the one seed's on the line. And you can just tell, like, there's a different focus, intensity to how they are operating. It hasn't been perfect by any stretch of the word, but it's been a very, very good workmanlike, focused, brand of football for 30 minutes. And, this is what you want to see, especially since by all, and if the Chiefs win this game, if they take care of business in the second half, this is the last time that we're going to see this football team for 2 weeks. And so they've come in here, they've taken care of business, they've played a clean brand of football, a couple mishaps, a couple mistakes here and there, but nothing too crazy, some really strong, red zone defense and stuff like that too.
Appreciate the comment, Kathy. Yes, we were hanging out at Holladay Distillery. We were down at their event center, and this little nook that they just kind of built recently is a perfect place for us to do this. And we appreciate the partnership with Holladay Distillery. But I'm really surprised we've asked you a couple questions, and Patrick Mahomes' name has not come up yet. Kent, a little judgy. I'm not going to lie.
It's kind of normal. Yeah.
14 of 17 for 175 yards and a touchdown. Not going to set you up to talk about the offense because the defense has been equally as good, Craig.
Yes, absolutely. Jalen Jalen Watson, have a day, man. Yeah. Absolutely. He got the start over Joshua Williams. There's been a lot of back and forth with that CB3 position. He gets the start, and he's been really good. That pass breakup on 4th down against Devontae Adams was textbook. I know that Devontae Adams is looking for a flag there. He got through, made a great play. Chris Jones is playing an outstanding game right now. George Karlaftis gets a sack. Mike Dana gets a strip sack. I mean, guys, the defense is playing really well. Yeah. They created 2 turnovers, and the Chiefs have 10 points off of turnovers. I mean, we haven't been able to say that enough this year. Most of the talk has been turnovers by the offense, the defense not holding up their end of the deal. Defense came to play today, forcing turnovers, forces a turnover on downs on the 2-yard line. I mean, outstanding job of the defense so far.
I think biggest takeaway, defense, the stand, the 4th down stand, and what they were able to do. Jalen Watson, to your point, making the big play on 4th down, and that George Karlaftis should have about 3 sacks right now. He's missed a couple. I know he's got the 1, so I think he's at 6.5 now. So only needs 4 in the second half to break the record in the regular season. But I've already made the case. They should. Between Nick Bolton's total tackles and the bet that I've got on that, every time he's near the ball, I'm like, give him a credit for this tackle. George Karlaftis on a regular second down play, I'm screaming at him to get the tackle. But I've already made the case that I'm going to count his postseason sacks towards his total in breaking Derek. I don't care if the Chiefs do. I don't care if the record books do. I do for the take that I had. But yeah, there's been so much about the offense, and I want to ask you about this particularly because so much has been made about Justin Watson. Had a little bit of a struggle there, and then right off the top, 67 yards right to him, just kind of putting to ease anybody that forgot the big plays and big catches that he's made for us early in the year.
Not bad for wide receiver 5.
Yeah.
I mean, and like the thing is, like, you kind of see that like Chiefs are continuing to build towards the postseason. They're building to try to, create, the most dynamic version of this offense. Okay, well, let's exploit Justin Watson's strength. He's very fast. You're going to give him a running start on that motion and let him run into a vertical route down the sideline. That's a really smart way to employ the strength of Justin Watson, which is his linear speed. So like, let's just seeing them maximize a play like that too is just impressive. It's just like, hey, like these are the things you're going to start seeing this football team doing where they've held out on some things. They know these players well. Mm-hmm. They know what they're all capable of doing. Justin Watson, I'm sure, will have a role during the playoffs, but this was really an opportunity for them to just kind of line him up and kind of exploit some of his strengths in Week 18.
And I mean, they've tried to hit that Sky Moore previously, tried to hit him on that jet motion into the wheel a couple of times, and it hasn't been on the same page there. Obviously, hit a big one there. Love the jet counter there with Kadarius Toney in the red zone. That was a big play there. And then, I mean, we showed it up top here, but the carousel huddle, is that what we're calling it? The windmill huddle? I have no idea.
Awesome is what we're going to call it.
Every time you think Andy Reid can't think of something new and something fun, it's like there's just a bunch of like 8-year-olds running around out there having fun playing football. It was a beautiful thing to see.
Offense looks great. And they're in their bag. I mean, this is great. Like you said, playoff game.
Well, looking at the box score right now, Patrick Mahomes, again, we talked about it, 14 of 17 for 175 yards. Right now, he's 11 yards shy of surpassing Drew Brees' record back from 2011 of having the most yardage passing and rushing combined for a quarterback in NFL history, which isn't bad for what was supposed to be a down year for somebody that people are straining their necks trying to figure out a way to not give him the MVP award. It's obvious at this point, but 8 different players have caught receptions for the Chiefs in his 14 completions so far. It's just been a methodical, very efficient, and having a little fun out there too.
Yeah, this is why he's the MVP though. Like this is again like just another reminder. Hey, look, this guy, you created all these narratives all offseason about the AFC West. You created all these narratives all offseason about the offense without Tyreek Hill. And what does he do? He goes out and has an outstanding season where he's about to break Drew Brees' quarterback yardage record. Like what this dude is doing is it's again, we talk about this all the time. Like since the founding of KC Sports Network, we've been talking about the normalization of Patrick Mahomes. This is yet another just reminder. Like this isn't even in question. This is the best player in football, and it's the MVP of the league.
And beyond just Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs' offense as a group right now has 243 yards of total offense. They're 57 yards away from hitting that 300 mark and having the most 300-yard total offense performances, which would be the most in NFL, or excuse me, most in Chiefs franchise history, which means they had 300 yards of offense in every game this year, except for the Seattle Seahawks game, which they had 297. So it's not just Mahomes putting numbers up. The team's won football games.
Drops in that game.
Mahomes is getting numbers individually, and offensively, the ball's being spread around to a lot of different guys. It's just been a beautiful performance on all sides.
Yeah, absolutely. And the running backs getting involved. Ronald Jones,
touchdown
for the Kansas City Chiefs. with Jerick McKinnon as a lead blocker on that play. Michael Burton is an inline tight end. I mean, again, they're in their bag a little bit. Jerick McKinnon, obviously, 6th straight game with a receiving touchdown. That's outrageous. Like, if you would have picked one player for the Chiefs that you would have said, hey, who's going to have that happen this year? I mean, you're going to Travis Kelce, Juju Smith-Schuster. I mean, Jerick McKinnon is probably 8th on that list, maybe at best, and he's been outstanding as of late. Chiefs offense is humming right here in the playoffs.
Yeah, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. We'll be going live for our post-game show. Maddie Lane from out on the East Coast will be joining us for the post-game show as we continue to talk through this. Kent, as we look towards the second half, what is it that you want to see from this group besides Chad Henne?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, it just no turnovers. Let's just protect the football for 30 minutes. Good things are going to happen. And like, I think that's the thing that you're kind of seeing is when this team protects the football, even if they're not getting the balls, even if they're not turning the ball over at a high clip, which they are today, like good things are going to happen for this football team. So just protect the football, play a clean game, stay healthy, and Chad Henne. Yeah.
Defense, baby. Just keep it running. I mean, it looks good. Yeah, they're giving up a little bit of yardage here and there. I mean, obviously playing to, bend but don't break. It hasn't worked well this year when they played that. It's working really, really well today. Yep, it's Jarrett Stidham. But, I mean, guys, this is the same Jarrett Stidham that just tore up the 49ers defense last week, and this Chiefs defense is doing a really, really good job against them. So keep the defense rolling into the playoffs.
All right, let's talk a little individual stats. Again, if you're watching this, let us know. I know Tucker's bringing up a lot of the comments. If you have any questions for us, things you want us to react to, we've got about maybe 5 more minutes left on this stream. Again, we'll be going live as soon as the clock hits 0 on post-game. So hit that like, subscribe, turn notifications on to make sure you don't miss that, because we got a lot of cool stuff planned for the post-game show. Again, we're hanging out at Holladay Distillery up in Weston, Missouri, hanging out, doing a little watch party. Got about maybe 50 of our subscribers. It's a good group here, hanging out, watching. We might try to do some more of these in the future with these watch parties, but let's talk individually. Again, let us know those comments. Isaiah Randolph talking about the defense. It's been beautiful all the way around. Special teams, offense, defense has been good. Individually, Kent, let's start with the defensive side. Who's somebody that you just maybe have your eye on the defensive side individually?
Well, you mentioned Jalen Watson, and I'm trying to pull up the stats here real quick just to look at something. I mean, Devontae Adams, 3 catches for 43 yards today. I think they've done a pretty good job of keeping him at bay, all things considered. Darren Waller, 1 catch for 24 yards. I mean, that's about the extent of this offense. Like you're looking at the pass defense right now. I think Jalen Watson's played really, really well. I want to see him continue to do that. Obviously a little bit of jostling late in the season with the, and Jalen Watson's snap count has, like, I think it's increased slowly over the course of the season. Just let him finish strong. Let's see what happens. I think they're going to lean on him. It seems like Jalen Watson's going to be the guy for the playoffs. They've been working with Joshua Williams a lot, but sounds like they're going to need Jalen Watson a lot here in the playoffs.
Yeah. Willie Gay Jr., Leo Chanel, both had a little bit of an up and down half. Finish strong. Like, play a more consistent second half. You're seeing splash plays. Play more consistently in the second half. Make those splash plays, but in between there, make sure you raise the level a little bit more.
We love it, G Burns. Hope you don't miss that post-game show. You guys know I'm watching George Karlaftis. We need 4 sacks in the second half here trying to break Derek Thomas's record. Don't say that it won't happen. You never know what the motivation for a team like the Raiders is going to be in the second half of a game. It doesn't matter. There's thinking about vacations and all kinds of stuff. So we appreciate everybody for hanging out for this halftime show. Again, we'll be going live for about 45 minutes to an hour after this game, breaking everything down. Again, hope you guys enjoy watching the second half, and we'll see you right after the next 2 quarters.